small penis.
Three.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Coming to you through the electrical impulses of the internet, it's F That Noise. Featuring Mike Burdick, Keith Reeve, Jamie Klein, Pete Melia, and Steve Taylor. It's episode 9 of F That Noise, January 28th, 2020. I am Keith Grieve here with the boys, Mike Burdick,
Samuel.
Steve Taylor, Pete Melia, and James Klein.
Motherfucker, fuck me, wouldn't even kiss me.
That's right, it's that kind of show here, folks. Oh, by the way, we use coarse language, so not safe for work, but we probably should have told you that before Jamie introduced himself.
Fucking
Coarse language for coarse pubic hair.
All right, today on the docket, we're going to be talking
I don't
about...
know any of that shit.
We're talking about everybody's favorite food from different parts of the country, wherever you are from, and also Super Bowl eats. But first, let's get this episode rocking and rolling with the drive of the week. Mr. Klein, take it away.
Yes, please. All right. Okay, so this is from the 1995 film Heat, starring Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, Val Kilmer, Tom Sizemore, and who else was in this? Danny Trejo and
Everybody.
John Voight. It was a great cast. Movies, it's so in my opinion, but it does have a lot of good drives, especially by Dr. Al Pacino. Pacino has some pretty amazing drives, and this one, Pacino's just play it, Keith. This is a good drive.
Fall in love? Come on. Did you fall in love last night? You went off somewhere?
Vince.
Just tell me that. I'll settle for it. You know what I mean? I'll buy that.
Vincent.
Give me all you got!
Vincent.
Give me all you got!
I swear, man, my brother.
Give me all you got!
Vincent.
Give me all you got! Give me all you got!
Vincent.
Give me
Pure
all you got!
genius.
Give me all you got!
Vincent.
Give me all you got! Give me
You know, one take, I guarantee it. Yeah,
all you got!
that's the genius.
You ever think anybody ever looked at Pacino and was like, could you give me a little more energy?
Right. Yeah.
Only
Yeah, it's
about-
called the 70s.
Right. Yeah.
All right, before we get going here, I want to remind you that to check out trashmenmedia.com for the latest Blu-ray and DVD reviews, including videos and interviews. Check out Trashman Media at www.trashmenmedia.com, as well as on Twitter and Facebook. So now we've got the drive of the week out of the way. Pay attention throughout the episode for that little soundbite being dropped in. Always a fun time. And now we're going to talk about food.
Nice, carpeted up.
So, I don't know about, this was kind of sparked by comedian Jim Gaffigan was in Rochester, New York, and kind of made a big deal about his trip and going to one of the local eateries, Nick Tahoe's Hots, which the only one left that still has that name is deep in the city, and it's one that I've never been to, quite honestly. But they are famous for originating a delicacy that has become synonymous with Rochester, New York, called the garbage plate. Google it right now; it's fantastic. Well, when you look at it, if you're not from around here, you might think, "What the hell are these people eating?" But trust me, especially when you've had more than you should of adult beverages, it tastes 10 times better.
Believe me, when you see it, sometimes you're asking yourself, what is this
Right.
shit? What is this garbage? So that's where the garbage plate comes from.
And sometimes when you're sitting on the curb outside one of these eateries, you're wondering what the hell you did. Am I right, Steve? Am I right?
Yes, Steve.
Shut up.
Everybody's been there.
Yeah.
Shut up. That wasn't my fault. It was Jack's fault. Jack Daniels' fault.
Oh God.
So Jim Gaffigan went on Conan O'Brien, and there's a video clip about describing his garbage plate. And I got to tell you, I was kind of disappointed. And obviously, he went on Twitter and asked where he should go to get a garbage plate, and they sent him to the source. So I don't have a problem with that. But for your first garbage plate, did anybody else here have a hot dog plate? I mean, so I guess
No.
for a garbage plate, like for me personally, and I guess everyone's got their own little take on it, but it always starts with half a plate of mac salad, half a plate of home fries, not hash browns, but like the cube, big frickin' square potato home fries. And then on top of that, 2 cheeseburger patties covered in meat hot sauce, not red hot or any of that bullshit. Meat hot sauce, then mustard. And you can get onions. I don't get onions. And then I smother the whole goddamn thing in ketchup and mix it all together and finish it. Is that the de facto kind of plate, people, or am I crazy?
Yeah, that's
it.
That's like right in the middle of the bell curve right there, probably, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's got to be a cheeseburger plate with everything. You just say cheeseburger plate with everything, and then you grab a little ketchup bottle, a little mustard bottle, squirt it all over the fucking thing, and you get 2 pieces of bread to soak it up. I don't know what good the bread is.
I used to attack it with the salt even after that. Like it was just
nice.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. You had me at ketchup.
Right? So like,
you like ketchup?
He's going on and he's talking about it, and he gets to a hot dog. I'm like, hot dog plate? Like, the only time I've ever considered a hot dog plate is if, like, I was ever in a state where, like, I felt like I was going to commit suicide. You know what I mean? Because, like, you get a garbage plate. Give me the goddamn beef. You know?
Yeah, but I wish he would have said what kind of hot dogs. If he's talking about Rochester, then we're known for our white hots, which is not really something you can find anywhere else.
And that's what he got. He did get the white hot.
See, he got the white hots. So he got a Rochester staple on top of a Rochester staple.
But here's my problem with the hot dog on a garbage plate, okay? You don't go to a garbage plate to kind of think, well, I'm kind of satisfied. No, you want to load your fucking belly up. And you don't get loaded up with a fucking hot dog.
Oh, maybe he does.
Although he did get a side of cold beans, and that gets the complete full spectrum for me.
Yeah.
That stuff sucks.
I had a friend that they got beans on his garbage plate all the time. I just never understood it.
Oh. Punch him in his head.
Inside joke on the spectrum. So now you got to explain what the spectrum is, Jim.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It goes like this. And then it comes back again.
For those of you that don't have the benefit of video
That's
like
a good
we do.
explanation right there.
Yeah.
I haven't heard a full spectrum, and
the spectrum.
It's been more than a decade now.
It's a groan. It's a groan of dismissal, and it can either go from little ones like, or it can get to the longer, full versions like, or if you really suck, you get what Jamie just explained, the full spectrum.
Yeah, those didn't get handed out lightly.
No,
that's true, Pete. You're right.
You got to use it responsibly.
It got handed out to me every time I ordered my garbage plate, which is just hamburgers and only mustard.
Jesus Christ.
I got quite a few of those in my day.
I'm with you though, Steve. I'm with you.
Because you were puking.
No, that happened. Okay, that happened once. All right.
Oh, but was it epic though?
It was.
Yes, it was epic.
We're so hungry. We just ate our plates and saw you vomit outside.
It's a special memory when you're sitting on a sidewalk with your legs kind of spread and you're hunched over and you're just puking in between your ankles.
Oh,
that wasn't the first and won't be the last.
Yeah, right.
nice.
All right, so Rochester has its garbage plate. Now, what other regional cuisine have you guys come across in your travels?
Well, I mean, sticking with Rochester, 2 dishes that are really big here and not many other places is chicken French and like good old fish fries, like haddock fish fries.
Yeah.
Those 2 dishes are really, you don't see them outside of Rochester. You know, I'm not a big white hot fan, so screw those things. But I mean, the other 2,
you do that full spectrum again.
I know why Keith likes a white hot. It reminds him of something, but I mean, I'm just saying.
That was uncalled for.
The skin cracked again. God damn it.
Steve, that's a good point. The haddock fish fry is delicious. I'm in Chicago, and we don't get any of that around here.
Oh yeah, and for those of you who don't know, if you're in Rochester, a haddock fish fry, you cannot turn a corner without finding a place that sells haddock fish fries. It's insane. It's everywhere.
Well, not CVS.
Yeah, you know what? They're thinking about it.
Well, we used to do a big at Wegmans on Friday nights. We'd have the steam table out and just big, come as you go or come as you want. fish fries, and then I moved to New Jersey, and they looked at me like I had 6 heads when I asked about it. Like if you order a fish fry in New Jersey, they ask you what fish.
Well, you weren't wearing pants at the time, so.
Well, right.
Yeah, something to do with it.
Does Buffalo? I mean, Buffalo has the wings, right? I mean,
Yeah.
What are they called?
Well, there's a dispute over who has the best in Buffalo, right? Pete, you went to school in Buffalo, right?
Yeah. Well, it all kind of depended where you lived, But like there was, of course there was Anchor Bar. Everybody knew about that. And then there was Duff's, and there was a handful of other ones, but those are kind of the big two. But yeah, everybody had their debate. My Duff's was my place. They were the best.
I ate at Muff's a lot.
Yeah, I bet
Did you really?
Yeah, quite a bit.
Not quite as often as you hope, though, right, Steve?
Hold the hair.
Well, we were talking about fish fries, so that's fine.
Anchor kind of sucks. I from what I had, I wasn't really too impressed with Anchor.
I went to Anchor once.
Yeah. They're not really the same place they were, 30 years ago or whatever.
But what place is?
It's kind of gotten, sort of theme parked a little bit, but.
I think Flaherty's is still pretty awesome for wings.
Yeah, sure.
How can you go? It's really hard to screw up a wing.
No, you got to come to Chicago. They don't know jack about wings over here. These things.
Yeah. They probably do suck at that in Chicago.
Yeah, the wings look they're skinnier. I can't say it.
In Chicago, they have. In Chicago, they put bacon. They put bacon around the wings. They just put they wrap everything in bacon in Chicago.
That's the good thing. That's the good thing.
Yeah.
So, Jamie, are you a believer in Chicago pizza?
Well, Mike and I were talking about this. I love Chicago-style pizza, and I love New York-style pizza. Here, the thing is, I'm a fat fuck. Any pizza is going to be fucking good, unless it's like what's the pizza, pussy, Little Caesars or whatever.
Oh, yeah, that's gross.
But that was their actual slogan.
That was the first slogan. Change that.
It got voted
But
down.
I love Chicago-style pizza. For those who don't know Chicago-style pizza, most people have probably had it at like Pizzeria Uno. I know there's a lot of those all around now. But it's a very deep dish sort of pizza with the sauces on top, and it's usually with a butter crust. And you have your toppings are mixed in. There's a ton of cheese, and it's really thick. It's almost like a pie. And you usually eat it with a fork and a knife. You could grab it by your hand, but it's going to go all over. You're holding this thing that looks like a limp dick. So it's fantastic. I love it. But I also love New York style pizza because I do love, taking a nice slice, folding it. I like the grease. New York style pepperoni pizza is pretty awesome. So what I don't like is pizza cut into squares. You guys ever have that? The pizza that's cut in squares?
I like that too.
I fucking hate that.
You're talking about like Sicilian?
Yeah, I don't like.
Oh, I love Sicilian pizza. And honestly, I guess you could consider in our hometown, you could consider Priati's is sort of cut that way. But I really didn't have true Sicilian pizza until I came down to New York. And now if I had my way, if the kids would eat it, that's all I'd get.
Because the thing is, if you buy it like in a sheet, you're bound to get the squares, right? But
right, that's true.
But I'm with Jamie. I like a more traditional cut pie.
Right.
Yeah, I kind of think if we're talking about. Yeah.
I was waiting for somebody to go there.
Say it again, just so we make sure we emphasize.
Hair pie.
Hair pie. There it is. I think that Chicago and New York kind of have the market cornered on pizza for sure.
Oh,
because and I love deep dish pizza. In New York, what I love about the pizza is I love there's certain places you can go where you get these gigantic pieces of pizza.
Right.
So it's not only is it New York style pizza, but it's like if you picture like a single piece, the crust going from one side of your shoulders to the other.
Right.
And that's the length of the crust. And then you go down into the triangle.
You have to fold it. Otherwise, it's going to all fall apart.
But it's gigantic. And you go in there and you're like, oh, my God. You're like, it's like Keith Penis. And you're like,
it's so greasy.
What the fuck?
It's greasy. But you would think like it's just that one piece, but they make pies that big. Like the entire pizza is huge.
Listen,
We have another thing in Chicago. It's beef sandwiches, and I never even heard of that until I came to Chicago. It's the beef sandwich, which is
the sound of it is just dirty.
I'm not even.
Sandwich.
Pussy. Okay.
Hamburger?
I went out, got wasted. We ended up at this party. The next thing you know, beef sandwiches everywhere.
Nice. Look at the beef
Like,
sandwich.
We have I can't do it. I'm laughing now. We have a place called Bona Beef. There's a bunch of Al's beef. It's just basically beef in au jus. You put it on a big slice of like submarine bread, and you could dip it. You dip the whole sandwich in there, so it's all soggy and everything. It's delicious. You could put some giardiniera on it, some cheese.
Do you have a fega beefy?
Beefy.
Oh my god.
Oh, the
So where-
bourbon is flowing tonight, folks.
Where does the tomato pie come in? Is that a New York or Chicago thing?
It's a fucking thing.
I love. Apparently, Steve's had enough of the conversation.
What happened there?
Fucking bourbon happened there.
Yeah, right.
All right.
So
Good stuff.
descending into
Hey,
chaos.
sandwiches. Come to Chicago. They got some good ones there. And Chicago-style hot dogs, too. That's another one. Basically
Oh,
a
my
hot
God.
dog with
Yeah,
every
yeah.
single fucking thing thrown on this thing.
There's one regional cuisine that I feel the need to address that it's overrated as fuck.
Uh-oh.
Skyliner chili from Cincinnati.
Really?
Yeah, I might have to agree with Keith on this one, Mike.
When I was there for
I
Mike's
don't
wedding,
give a fuck.
when I was there for your wedding, I had it, and I got to tell you, I was like, "What the fuck is the big deal? I don't get it."
Well, to be fair though, you had other things on your mind that night. So
No, I did not.
oh, you didn't?
No,
Okay.
You mean like the fries?
I was inebriated. I was inebriated. That was the problem, probably.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was the problem. That was the problem. All right.
Those little crackers that you put in the.
Yes. They were on my
Broken.
I'm trying
at 2 in the
here.
morning.
weighing on my mind heavily. Thank you, Mike, for trying to rescue this.
Hey, you keep bringing up that Canadian car fucking incident, so I'm going to bring up.
What happened there? What happened in that?
Yeah, let's change the subject to that. Should we say, huh?
Yeah. Do it. I pissed on a
Canadian
car.
car?
This is getting way too angry.
I saw a Datsun. I peed on
CCI? It's known.
What's the statute of limitations on that shit?
it. Fucking not long enough, I don't think.
listen.
Another big one for me is when I spent time in the Carolinas. Like I enjoy biscuits and gravy up here.
No, you don't.
But when you have it in a restaurant down in the South, I mean, it just tastes like horse shit up here. It's terrible.
Duh, yeah.
Their biscuits and gravy down in South Carolina is where I spent most of the time. Holy shit. I mean, that was like, I still remember that fondly.
I miss the Waffle House.
I don't know if I've ever been to the Waffle House.
Those things are king.
I've been to one Waffle House, and I can't tell you that I ever freaking thought that, like, God, I wish we had more of these around me. It's fucking
Oh,
waffles.
not me, man. I love those. My wife thinks I'm nuts, and I am, but I love those. I love those things. Oh, we used to go to Nashville quite a bit, and in Nashville they have some of the best collard greens, and it's like melted with butter and salt. Oh, it's so delicious. And this thing they have there called hot chicken, where it's like basically just a big like chicken sandwich, or you can have it on the side or whatnot. But it is spicy as a motherfucker. It is so good.
Oh, I was going to say that kind of hot chicken, because cold chicken can kill you.
Right. Yes. Yeah, that's true. You're right.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Do you know what I was shocked to find out when I moved to New Jersey and I went to out for breakfast for the first time? That when you order breakfast sausage or sausage for breakfast in New Jersey, it's not the little breakfast sausage links like we're used to up here. You get a fucking sausage. Like, it's fucking huge.
Drove that.
This is true.
Right? Am I right? Am I wrong, Mike?
No, it's very true. It's a lot of differences, like little differences like that. It's also the way they even do the bacon. Like everything's different down here.
Just little difference.
Just a little different. They got the same shit here they got there. There it's a little different.
Metric system fucks everything up.
Yeah.
Oh God.
What?
Huh?
Exactly.
Dun 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 dun.
Oh, Al.
Speaking of chili,
Where were you going with that? Where on earth?
No,
were you going with that?
what do you
Zoo.
fucking no?
This chili fucking sucks.
Nice. What do you guys think of
Chili
like?
tastes like
Would you guys ever make chili for Super Bowl? Since Super Bowl's coming up, I'm gonna jump in on the Super
It seems
Oh,
like
yeah.
here. But you guys ever
Yeah.
carp up chili around the Super Bowl?
We will have chili this Sunday, but it'll be Skyline, so Keith doesn't want to come over.
No, wrong. I mean, yeah, no, I don't want to come over.
I don't really do chili for the Super Bowl per se. But I've actually started working on trying to get. I'm not a huge chili fan, so I've been trying to work on my own recipe, add a lot of extra spice to it, and I'm starting to get a taste for it.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Except for what it does to you.
Yeah, you do try to mix throwing and ground beef.
Are you kidding me? That's the best part. I mean, what is it?
Oh yeah.
You have chili, you go in, you poop.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Sort of
keep,
like that.
go ahead, keep talking.
I'm saying, I'm enjoying.
I got so many jokes I can't do it because I don't want Keith to go edit this again.
As long as you don't use names, we're fine. You can't slander anybody.
I know.
Okay.
Seuss.
Oh God! It's such
You
a,
mean Captain Ahab?
he was a great author.
Yep, he got that white whale.
Oh man!
Literally.
Yes, kids.
Jeez, it's freaking hardcore. All right, so okay.
Okay,
So yeah, I'm moving.
He's trying to keep the order around here.
Trying.
I was gonna keep saying shit until you cut us off. I'm glad you did.
Okay, good. So Super Bowl eats. Okay, obviously pizza and wings, but what? And chili, we already talked about. What else?
Pussy.
Okay, that.
In the fourth quarter, or
In my recent years, I've become a big fan of like buffalo wing dip, and I know that's kind of played out. Like everyone makes one now, but
Like a buffalo chicken dip. you
yeah,
mean.
yeah, buffalo chicken dip.
See, I'm very partial to rye bread dip.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I could eat that. I could eat a fucking whole one of those by myself and just love life.
I will have a big, gigantic jug of hell of a good dip. I will have the biggest container I can find.
That's French
It
onion
will
dip.
be huge, and no one will touch it but me. I'll be the only one to eat it.
That's the reason why, Mike.
Just like your penis.
Oh, Jesus
Exactly.
Christ.
Exactly like my people.
Warm Pepsi.
Yeah. Warm scotch. I've grown up. Now it's warm scotch.
You were just
There you go.
preparing yourself all those years.
Yeah.
What makes sense now, though?
Yeah. Pete, what about you? Anything that you call your go-to?
Yeah. We've been doing a bloomin' onion, believe it or not.
Oh.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Yep. Yeah, piece cake. Yeah, bust out the deep fryer every once in a while. Works out right. I think it's
Nice.
good.
Oh, fucking deep fryers.
Kind of looks like my asshole the day after the Super Bowl, the bloomin' onion.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
Think about that next time.
No, I don't want to at all. Thank you.
Kind of look like Klein's asshole.
The balloon not up? Is that what you call it?
Oh, that's
Oh,
brutal.
not onion.
Jesus Christ.
That must be sold separately.
By Mattel.
Oh my God.
I I'll eat pretty much whatever's in front of me. But yeah, definitely you got to do the pizza, the wings, the buffalo chicken dip. Chili is a big one for me. I love making chili. I'm actually going to do a sausage chili coming up, so I'm going to try that out.
We actually do a Sunday bar too for the dessert. We have like
that's a good idea.
Like all the shit. We have ice cream, we have peanut butter and hot sauce, everything.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
a good idea.
This is actually going to be the first year that we don't do anything at my place of residence for the Super Bowl.
Why? Why not?
We're ripping apart the kitchen.
Oh, yeah. Well, they'll do it.
Yeah. It was funny because we were over at the neighbor's house a couple weeks ago, and my wife got had a little inebriation going on. She starts inviting everybody over to our house for the Super Bowl, and I'm like looking at her with a side eye, like, you realize we're not going to have plywood on our kitchen floor at that time, right? And no. So she had to send out she had to de-invite everybody the next day.
Can we talk about some of the classic moments at Keith's house for Super Bowl Sunday?
Well, back in the day.
Oh, back in the day, you sucked this fucking tit.
Oh my god!
I was just gonna say that's one of the most classic moments just of our lives.
My god! So every year, starting in high school, and we kept it up through the college years, pretty much. Mm-hmm. Like we played a tackle football game on Super Bowl Sunday, our Super Bowl or whatever. So one year, I come home and I bring my roommate from college. And we're filming a pregame show because we always had a freaking camcorder and we always were screwing around with it. So we're filming a pregame show because we're a big bunch of smartasses. And so we're trying to play it up like it's a big fucking thing, and obviously it's not. But we're trying to be all serious. And Jamie takes off his shirt and bare-chested just walks towards the camera with this freaking serious-ass look on his face. Like, it wasn't, like, rushed. It wasn't goofy. It wasn't, look at me. It was just like, I'm walking towards the camera.
No.
And then when he got up close, he goes, you suck this fucking tit.
He didn't walk towards the camera at first. He walked by the camera
you're right.
You're right. Just like, do. And then when we started laughing, it's when he charged the screen.
Right.
The best is, like, I walked by fast. Steve starts smiling, and then Steve starts bouncing up and down like, oh shit, here it
comes. We did our own.
That was one of the last things I want to say we ever recorded on Marty's camera.
Yeah.
Remember, we used to have Marty's white camera, and that was one of the last things because I was going to end up going to Chicago, and I gave the camera back to Marty. I don't know what happened to the camera. The camera probably no longer, but I mean, that was one of the last things we ever shot with that camera.
Yeah.
That camera has seen some things, man. That camera has seen some things.
Oh, yeah. But Super Bowl Sunday, and you know what? I think that was the Super Bowl where the 49ers with Steve Young played.
I think you're right.
Yeah, I think that's Niners crush.
It would have been the 1997 Super Bowl.
Because I was in boot camp for that Super Bowl.
Well, were you?
Yeah, the one where Steve Young and the Niners won.
In 1994?
Yeah, because it was 95.
Well, 94 season.
94 season, 95 Super Bowl.
January 26, 1997 was the Packers-Patriots. Brett Favre beating Drew Bledsoe, 35.
Oh, that's right.
What about the 96? What was the 96 one? I don't remember it being 97. Because 90. Oh, maybe it was. Because I went to Chicago January 31st of 97. You're saying the game was played on January 28th.
Yeah.
So that might have been.
Yeah, the year before was the Cowboys-Steelers. Troy Aikman beating Neil O'Donnell.
Oh, I remember that. I remember that fucking Super Bowl. Yeah. I wanted the Cowboys to lose so bad during that Super Bowl.
Everybody wanted the Cowboys.
I always want the Cowboys to lose every Super Bowl. So, all right, well, excluding Mike, what's everyone's Super Bowl pick for this year?
I want to do the Niners. I have to do the Niners.
Well, I like the fact that the Niners have a run game and they're based on old school football and not that Joe Montana shit that used to drive me crazy in the 80s.
Jesus.
Just kidding. I just wanted to say that to get a reaction out of Mike. I'm picking the Niners, and I'm going to call the score. I think Kansas City's got a high-powered offense, so I'm going to say this is going to be like 38-34 Niners.
Damn, that is high.
It is high.
I just say the Niners are going to win.
Because you're a chicken shit, Steve. You're a chicken shit.
Yes. I am a chicken shit because I won't give a score. You are 100% right.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't watched the Niners much this year, but what I have watched, I don't see any weaknesses on that team right now. I don't know. I'm going with the Niners for sure.
Jamie?
I have not watched one single thing of football. I will be watching the game. So I'm going to a friend's house who's got a lot of alcohol.
Good.
And good buddy of mine. So we're gonna have a fun time there. But you know what? I'm rooting for the Niners just because of Mike. But I hope somehow the score ends up with a 6 and a 9, so that way I win on my squares. So
that's all.
Yeah.
But
if anything, I'll root for the Niners just for Mike.
Wait, what are the chances that you ended up with 6 and 9?
I know, right? Because I like sacks.
Right.
Oh wait, you didn't pick them? You actually just were drawn?
Yeah, I lucked out on that.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I think the other one I got is a 4 and an 8. So I'm like, okay, 28-24 final score.
Yeah, you got a chance. You got a shot.
Yeah. Yes, I do. Come shot.
Because that's what she gets.
Oh, Bourbon's great.
Mike, who are you? Mike, who are you picking?
The Chiefs.
I will say the Niners by at least 10 points.
Oh.
Kansas City's favored by 1.5, or at least the last time I checked.
Which I don't understand.
Well, I don't really understand. I mean, people have given me their arguments, but I've been obviously watching a lot more of the Niners this year than Kansas City, so I kind of think that they are definitely an explosive offensive team, but they're playing
players.
The same players. Same play. They're playing the best defense. I consider the best defense in the league, and I don't think it's going to be as awesome an offense as people think it's going to be. So, yeah at least by 10.
I'm hoping for some good commercials. I think last year might have been the first Super Bowl I ever missed. I didn't watch the Super Bowl at all last year, but I ended up watching a lot of the commercials on YouTube. So I'm hoping some decent commercials, some good movie trailers. I'm hoping.
See, the commercials have gotten shitty lately. It's the movie trailers that have gotten better.
Right.
Like they show some big early release shit.
Yeah. Last year sucked because I actually had to work at halftime. They had a wrestling event that they put on at the halftime of the Super Bowl. So I actually had to cover it in the middle of it. It was I'm trying, not and do my work. It sucked. It's horrible. So I'm happy to not do that this year.
So gridironexperts.com has the 10 ridiculous Super Bowl prop bets. Okay. In no specific order. So these are actual bets that you can make on what might happen in one way or another at the Super Bowl. Number 1, the total number of Donald Trump tweets on February 3rd. The odds
over 6.
Under 6 is even. Over 6 is 140. I don't understand the odds. I don't understand betting. So if you're a bettor, you know what that meant more than I did. Number 2, will a player leave the game and not return due to concussion symptoms?
Of course.
Kind of morbid. Will any scoring drive take less time than it takes Gladys Knight to sing the national anthem?
Yes.
Yeah. Which company airs the first commercial after the coin toss? Bud Light is 15-1, Budweiser 15-1, Coke 19-1, Hyundai 19-1, Skittles 19-1, Mars and M&M's 24-1, Kia 24-1, and the field is 2-3.
Wow, I'm amazed they don't know that schedule already.
Yeah. It's just banking on who's had the biggest ad presence in recent years, I guess.
No, but I figure like that schedule's made. Like I don't know why. I figure that would be like public knowledge, like what they're gonna run.
No, it can't be. There's a bet, Mike. It can't be. It can't be public.
You can bet on WWE in the UK. There's a bet for everything.
Yeah, but that stuff's not predetermined.
No.
Wow. That's predetermined.
How many times will Giselle Bundchen be shown on TV during the live broadcast?
I didn't know who she was until you just pulled up her picture.
It's Tom Brady's wife. So why is she going
to
be there? Like why would she be there? I don't know.
That's a dumb fucking one.
Yeah. The What Will They Say broadcaster props. This year I decided to lump together a collection of broadcaster prop bets. A lot of these are new Super Bowl special bets, so I thought they should all get featured. Will either broadcast announcer say underdog? Well, you're probably good on that. Will they say odds? Will they say point spread? Will they say GOAT? Will they say dynasty?
No.
Not for any of these teams.
I don't know. I could see San Francisco as a dynasty.
Right.
Same with Kansas City.
And they'll bring up the Niners past, so they'll definitely say dynasty for the Niners past.
Yep. Good point. What color will the Gatorade or whatever liquid is that is dumped on the head coach of the winning Super Bowl team be?
White and creamy.
Orange is plus 125. Clear or water is plus 300. Yellow is plus 300. Red is plus 600. I don't even know any.
I'll say black.
Right, like my soul.
Like your man.
How many plays will Tony Romo correctly predict ahead of the play?
Fucking all of them.
The over-under.
I'd say about 1,000.
The over-under is set at 7.5.
That's a lot of fucking plays.
How many times? How many times will Ted Rath be mentioned throughout the game? Who the hell is Ted Rath?
I don't know. You're the one.
How many zero? Like, how is it none of us have heard?
All right, so looking at the tweet that he included in this post here, Ted Rath is the guy that holds Sean McVay back from walking on the sidelines during the game.
Sue.
I have no idea.
Well, if we have him to thank for that, I guess.
Yeah. Who? Oh, you know what though? Am I looking at the wrong fucking year?
Like, so far, I'm like looking at why is everything?
This was last year's. This was last year's. Holy shit!
That
is awesome. That is.
You're
awesome.
an embarrassment.
I just saw January and I clicked on it. Oh dear God!
That's January Tantello.
Now I gotta edit that shit out. God damn it!
I wasn't based on that one.
What's the ad?
37:21. All right, this is a timestamp. Okay.
This is ham.
All right, so I guess for this year, will a John 3:16 banner be shown? Will Trump sing along to the national anthem? Will Kiara Mia tweet about Jimmy Garoppolo during the game? Is that his girlfriend? I have no fucking idea.
I don't know.
I don't know who his girlfriend is, but she probably will.
Here's a prop bet I can get behind. If a fan runs on the field, who will tackle them first? Security, a player, a team staff member, or another fan? I put my money on security.
I'm going to say Michael.
Yeah, I would go with security. Yeah.
Will breasts be shown?
Oh, that's a yes. You suck that fucking tit. That's a yes.
Oh, my God. You can bet on the over-under for the Miami temperature at kickoff. It's at 71 degrees, over or under.
It'd be under.
At kickoff,
you think under? Yeah, I'm thinking under, too.
Yeah.
The weather's been that way. It's been under.
It's crazy. You can pretty much bet on anything. Dear God. All right.
Can you bet on that?
You can if you want to. I wouldn't bet against it, Steve.
Can you bet on that shit, Keith? Can you bet on that shit?
I would not bet against it. All right, we're at the 38-minute mark, so I think that's a good point to end at.
Yeah, we should join us next week as Ron Jelmakowski battles the octopus monster.
You really want you know the outro is playing. So, like, hit us up on the socials. This is F That Noise. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. See y'all next week.
That's pretty much it.
Fuck you too!